Hey guys, what's going on? This is Travis PT-111 and today I'm bringing you a gun from my personal collection. I'm showing off my Taurus PT-111 Millennium G2 in flat dark earth. Now I did purchase this gun from DE Guns a couple years ago. It was a special purchase that they made. They got a stock of them from a canceled Gander Mountain order apparently, because I live in Nebraska and normally these guns are sold through Academy Sports around the holidays. They're a special purchase, and so when these came up for sale in my own state and I didn't have to pay for any kind of a transfer fee or shipping, I went ahead and snagged one. Now, if you are interested in getting one of these in all black, which really is about the only way you can find them unless you go through, say, a gun broker, you can pick one up from SS Pawn in Lexington, Nebraska. In case you don't know, Stan at SS Pawn is loaning me firearms from his collection, and I'm able to show those off in the video. Now, this gun that we're seeing is my own gun, but if you're interested in one, this is the contact info to get a hold of Stan, and he can ship to your nearest FFL. Now, as of, what are we at, November of 2016, Stan can get you one of these for roughly $244. And what I want to do is just get some of the vital statistics about this gun out to you, and we'll go from there. You do get 2 magazines with it. It is a 12+1 capacity, so you have 13 rounds. It is a polymer frame. The finish is blued, technically. Overall length is 6.2 inches. The weight is 22 ounces unloaded. You do have an adjustable rear sight, and you do have a front dot sight. So let's go ahead and start checking this out. I'm doing this from behind the camera. So yeah, we are clear. Okay, there we go. It is striker fired. Okay, you've got those 2 dots back there, which are nice. It does have a nice texturing on it, a very aggressive grip, almost like grip tape, which allows you to have a great purchase on the firearm while you're holding it. It does have some nice, I guess you can say, memory rest for your index fingers. If you do not want to have your finger on the trigger, you can rest them up here while you're holding the firearm and so on. You do have a shorter Picatinny rail on the front. Be careful, it is kind of a standard, it is a mill standard, 1911 Picatinny front, except you want to make sure you get one for a compact pistol if you order a light or a laser. Taurus may have a light for this that you can get. I had just an inexpensive one that I purchased off of Amazon on it, and that's what I was using. It does have, again, this one does have the flat dark earth and black 2-tone frame, which is really cool. You do have a manual safety, which honestly, for my carry guns, I do not have carry guns with manual safeties on them, but this has become my kind of play around truck gun, go to the range gun. This is usually my sidearm when I go to the range, because this, with an additional magazine, allows me, 26 rounds of ammo, and I usually keep Hornady Critical Defense in it. This gun, now a little bit about this, you need to be aggressive when you release the slide for it if you're running hollow point ammo through it. I have had some issues where it's been kind of a slow to feed. If you just slowly let go of the slide and let go, if you don't have an aggressive rack and release, you might have trouble chambering that first round. If you just push the slide release button, those hollow points feed right in. It's not a problem. So just kind of keep that in mind if you run hollow points through a gun like this. I've fired steel case through this one, aluminum, brass. I've had no issues at all. Anyway, let's get back to the statistics on the gun. I need to get my 50 round shell back. Yeah, I'm putting that right on the trigger, I'm sorry. It does have a light take up. It does have a fairly long draw on the trigger, which we'll check out here in a second. But what do you need to know about this gun if you're thinking about getting one? There's a few little bits of information about it that I wanted to tell you. Let's see, it does have a loaded chamber indicator. I don't know if I told you this. Overall length is 6.2 inches. Thickness is just a little over an inch. The barrel itself is 3.2 inches. You do have the, let's see, not set up for ambi. No, it's not. I guess I really haven't paid much attention to it. Takedown is really simple on this gun. It's not a problem. Ooh, some camera issues here. It does have a reset on the trigger, so you can pull the trigger. By the way, the trigger will go this far, and then stop, and then go, okay? Let's go release that. Reset's right here, by the way. Pull, release. And if it would not go off for whatever reason, it does have that reset in it automatically. So it will go off if you have a light primer strike, or you need to get that, simply get that round out of the chamber and prepare your next shot. So it is a perfect self-defense gun. It's not very heavy. This is the first gun that I started carrying as soon as I got my permit to carry in Nebraska. I was packing one of these. I had one, it's kind of funny, I had one in all black and I sold it. I bought another one in all black and sold it. I kept buying, I went from this to a Glock 42, then I sold that. I bought another black one, I sold it, and then I bought a FN9C, I sold that, and then I finally bought this one in flat dark earth. My stepdad, Rich, you've seen him in some of the videos, he has two. He's got one in black and one in flat dark earth, and as soon as he saw them come up for sale, him being originally a Texan and not being able to get one, you know, in Texas because that was the only place they were selling them, as soon as he saw them for sale in Nebraska, he had to buy one, which was really cool. So we both have the same range gun essentially when we go out. The black PT-111 G2s that I used to own, I fired hundreds and hundreds of rounds through them. I had no trouble at all. They do have a great warranty if you'd ever need service. In my opinion, this is kind of the first of the kind of comeback pistol for Taurus. It's the one where they're really starting to put a little more effort into their quality. I don't know, in the comments, there's going to be guys that are going to complain and say, oh, it's Taurus, it's garbage, I wouldn't trust my life to it. Every time I fired this one, every time I fired my other two, they've always gone bang. My stepdad's put a lot more rounds through his. He's had no issues at all. Like I said, other than, you know, you just got to use that slide release when you chamber hollow points, because you could possibly have it not go into battery if you have a weak slide release when you do it. But after we were at the range doing that, we had no issues firing hollow points through it. Again, a great pistol all around. Not very expensive, you know, around 245 bucks. And like I said, if you get that through SS Pawn, you might pay maybe 10 bucks for shipping, 12 bucks for shipping to the dealer, or if you need it shipped to your dealer, you might pay a little bit more. But the fact you can get in one of these for under $250 is great. Oh, another small complaint people have, depending on the kind of holster that you have when you're concealing this abrasiveness could rub up against your sides. It kind of depends on how wide you are. Depending on what kind of holster that you're using, you might have some issues with it rubbing up against you. So if you're not wearing an undershirt, this could become uncomfortable to the point that it could rub you raw, essentially, so you could start bleeding. Some guys have actually taken some light sandpaper and just sanded it down a little bit on this inside, because it's the front and the back and the other sides. That's most important when you're keeping your pistol, when you're gripping it with one hand. Okay, granted, now I'm saying you should have both hands on the pistol at all times if you can, but if you'd happen to sand this down and that's how you want to carry it, you're going to be okay. Otherwise, if you have a holster that has the sweat guard on it and a full cover across the back, you can go from there. I just carry this in a inexpensive Black Hawk. I think it's like a level 2 holster when I'm at the range, just so I have some retention, so I do have a button on it to push to release it. I'm not storming buildings. I don't need anything crazy or quick draw. I also have an inexpensive but well-made Crossman holster that I use when I'm at the range. And this is if I want it open top with no strap across the top for whatever reason. Maybe I'm just doing some practicing and I just want it easy. I'll actually take this holster with me. You know, I mean, really the nylon and stitching, it's made basically as good as any other nylon holster I've ever purchased before. Not a lot of difference between this and say at $9 or $10 Black Hawk you're going to buy at Walmart. So I do keep it in that just to protect it, just to have it in a place where I want it, or I'll use my level 2 holster. Recoil on these is not that bad. I did have to adjust the sights so that they were basically maxed out to one side in order to get it to shoot straight. A lot of guys tend to shoot low and to the left with this gun, and I don't know if it's just from the factory they come that way or the way that we fire and hold the gun and so on, it over emphasizes that kind of shot placement. But I am fairly accurate with this gun. I have very few issues keeping paper on target. I'll shoot maybe 1.5 inch groups up to maybe 10, 15 feet. It's been a while since I've done accuracy testing on this particular gun at the range. In fact, when I first bought it, I shot the heck out of it, but I wasn't really making YouTube videos at that point, so I haven't done so. But I'll bring a range report on this particular gun because it is a gun that a lot of guys consider as a first pistol, especially people that might be a little bit cash strapped, that are looking for a first gun. They want something that's going to be reliable. They want something that feels good in their hands. In my opinion, this is a perfectly capable gun. You know, you've got the high points, you've got the Taurus line, you start to get into the Ruger LC series where you start to get into the $300 range. I do consider this a firearm that some guys are going to consider. And so that is why I'm making a video on this, because people look at guns like this when they go out shopping for their first pistol, especially somebody that just wants one for home defense. Like I said, relatively inexpensive truck gun too. You know, you get 2 decent mags and the mags have a nice coating on them. It's a nice glossy finish that cleans up well. Something weird about Taurus guns, I know when I first clean them, there's kind of a red residue that comes off of every part of the gun. The magazines, the slide. I noticed that with some Rossies. I don't know if it's just light oxidation on the steel. I don't know if there's some kind of sealant they put on the guns when they ship them, but you might notice that when you clean them off. But these do clean up really well, especially with just some basic rem oil. The magazines are made in Brazil. This particular model is made in Brazil also. But yeah, there you go. I mean, it's not a bad pistol. It's a great first pistol. It's a great concealed carry gun. And like I said, after putting hundreds of rounds through mine, I would like to think that it's going to fire when it needs to. I would trust my life to it. I know some guys have had problems with Tauruses before. I haven't. You know, I maintain my guns. I keep them very clean, and I make sure I clean them after every trip to the range. Doesn't mean they couldn't have a mechanical failure. Any gun can have a mechanical failure, but it just has not happened with this gun. So anyway, Taurus PT-111 Millennium G2. Do check one out. If you look around, you can find some good deals on them. Give Stan a call over at SS Pawn. He'll hook you up with a great deal on one too. And so there you go. Like I said, I'll have some range reports coming up for you guys. If you like my channel, please like or subscribe. You can check me out over on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me over on the Ordinary Average Guy Gun channel. It's where I post all my videos from YouTube. It's a great place over there to meet and socialize with other people that are into guns. And so there you go, guys. All right, so I might bring you a few more reviews this holiday weekend. I got a little bit of free time. Don't know when I'll get out to the range. I might just run out there tomorrow and test that SR9C just to see how she runs. Maybe put 100 rounds through it. I'm just kind of curious. So that was the previous video I just uploaded. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out. PT-111, I highly recommend it. And if you have any experiences with this gun, please put in the video. Okay, if it's junk, say it's junk. If it's been great for you, say it's great. Seems like for every person that loves this gun, there's another person that had some kind of issues with it. I don't know. I would hope that their quality consistency would be good enough that you would not have any problems yourself. This is a little bit later production model in the two-tone. Although I haven't noticed a lot of differences between this and my first PT-111 that I bought over a year ago, 2 years ago, which was one of the first ones to roll off the assembly line. I had no issues with it. So anyway, thanks guys for watching. Thanks for checking it out. Obviously have fun, be safe, enjoy your holiday weekend, and we will talk to you soon. Okay, this is Travis P11, and I'm out. Thanks.